we have studied about the per unit representations, how to do the per unit representations, and how to change the base of the quantities. We have seen the advantages and some of the previous year gate questions. Now let's see about the fault analysis. Okay. So in the fault analysis, we are going to study about the transients on the transmission line. We are going to study about the short circuit of synchronous machines. We are going to study about the short circuit of the loaded synchronous machine, equivalent circuits of the synchronous machine under the subtransient conditions, transient condition, steady state conditions, selection of circuit breakers, algorithms for circuit breaker studies, for short circuit studies, and analysis of three-phase faults. So this is all we are going to study in this fault analysis. Okay, so first of all, before going into the subject, I would like to know that what do you understand by the short circuit? Okay, or before this, let's see. Let me answer. Let me give you some introduction about why we are studying about the short circuit studies. Okay. Why we are going to study the short circuit studies? Okay, tell me. Can you tell me why we are studying this first of all? Yes, Nitin. Yes, Nitin. Nitin.
Yes, sir.
हाँ बेटा
Hello.
शॉर्ट सर्किट स्टडीज क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं अपन?
सर इसमें ना अपन पावर सिस्टम में सर कोई भी सर्किट होगा तो शॉर्ट मतलब उस चीज में बताएंगे सर फॉल्ट है ना सर ये फॉल्ट एनालिसिस।
तो उससे होगा क्या? कहिए। उससे क्या हो जाएगा?
मैं बताता हूँ।
हाँ पंकज तुम बताओ।
सर फॉर life, for human life safety purpose, for electrical equipment for safety purpose, and sir in short circuit sir there is arc generating, and that
Yes.
arc is too much dangerous for fire sir, heavy fire.
Yes.
If inflammation material is there, then it can be too much danger. Fire can be operated.
Yes.
So that fire can be not operated. So we are reading the short circuit sir, how we can
Yes.
make less and safety for electrical department sir.
Yes, definitely you are correct, Pankaj. The thing is that we know that by doing by going with the short circuit studies, we are going to identify the short circuit currents during the fault conditions, during the mile operations. So with the knowledge of, if we are having a knowledge of the short circuit current, then only we are able to going to design the circuit, okay, accordingly, in which we are going to discuss about the relays. Okay, the relays, we are going to discuss about the relays. That means we are able to identify the what kind of relays must be employed over here and which ratings should be over here. Then for the safety purpose, as you Pankaj, you have said that for safety purpose we are using the circuit breakers. Okay, so the circuit breaker ratings also been decided by the short circuit studies. Third is that the insulation level. Insulation level means suppose the cables are being insulated. Okay, the copper wire is also insulated. The coppers are also insulated. They, you know that the PVC wire is there. We have the transformers. Okay, those transformer windings are also been insulated. Okay, so if we are having the knowledge of what is the level of the short circuit, okay, the short circuit level, then only we will be able to identify the level of insulation need to be provided over the conductors. Okay, for an example, let me give you that the rating short circuit current is a 15 ampere. I'm just giving a simple example. The short circuit current is a 15 ampere, but your cable, okay, the cable insulation is only able to withstand 5 ampere. Okay, you have not gone through the short circuit studies, and you have directly used a 5 ampere cable, but the short circuit analysis says that it will go to the 15 ampere. Will the cable be able to withstand this 15 ampere? क्या केबल 15 एम्पियर को झेल पाएगी बेटा? नहीं कर पाएगी, नहीं झेल पाएगी. It will burn. The cable will burn, isn't it? But in case you have already done the short circuit analysis, the short circuit studies, and you know that the 15 ampere will be the maximum short circuit ampere current which can flow into the circuit during the short circuit conditions, and with the knowledge of this, you have taken your 25 ampere cable. Now you have taken the 25 ampere cable. So that means even if the short circuit occur, the cable will be able to withstand it. The insulation will not be burned. Okay, the cable will not burn. Okay, is this clear?
Okay, sir.
Sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this was about the insulation. Then again, the next thing is that you are having the various equipments. Okay, various equipments, and during the various with the various equipments connected in the power system, you will be able to design the complete power system if you are having all the knowledge of this short circuit analysis for these complete power system network. Okay, is this clear? So let's discuss them one by one. So short circuit, we know that the short circuit occurs in the power system due to various reasons. What reasons? Very first reason is the equipment failure is there. Okay, or the lightning strikes. Lightning strike means तो बिजली गिर जाती है तारों पे, जो बड़े बड़े ट्रांसमिशन टावर्स पे, उनको कहते हैं lightning strikes. ठीक है. फिर falling of branches, जो ट्री की ब्रांचेस हैं या ट्रीज हैं, वो केबल के ऊपर गिर गई, वो केबल का तार टूट गया, या दो लाइंस के बीच में शॉर्ट सर्किट क्रिएट कर दिया. Due to in rainy seasons, like nowadays, you can see that due to the rains, the electricity board is consistently cutting the trees nearby the transmission lines in your distribution system, isn't it? Next is the switching
Yes,
surges.
sir.
Switching surges. What are surges, first of all? Can you explain me what are surges? Pankaj, what are surge?
What, sir?
सर्ज क्या होता है बेटा? सर्जेस, ये लिखा ना यहाँ पे सर्जेस, ये सर्ज क्या होता है? देखिए मैं बताता हूँ. स्विचिंग सर्जेस होते हैं जैसे फॉर एन एग्जांपल, एज सून एज यू टर्न ऑन अ स्विच और यू टर्न ऑन द इक्विपमेंट, ओके, इनिशियली ड्यू टू suddenly the large amount of current flows into this. So this switching surges is the nothing but the increased level of the voltage or current level. Okay, in the first cycle, in the first few cycles only. So those are called as switching surges. Next is the insulation failures. Okay, as I've told you, the insulation fails when the large amount of current, for an example, this is a conductor, okay, and insulation coating is being provided over it. Now this conductor is able to withstand only about the 15 ampere current, but due to the large amount of current during the fault conditions, the 25 ampere is flowing into this conductor. Okay, 25 ampere is flowing into this conductor. So what is happening? If this 25 ampere consistently flow for a larger duration of time, for an example 1 minutes, okay, what will happen? This will create a large amount of heat. Okay, due to the increase in heat, the insulation will start getting burning. Okay, the insulation will get burned. Is this clear? So due to which, what will happen? The insulation will get burned and the conductor will be able to contact with another nearby conductor. So that will create a short circuit. So such type of issues are called as insulation failures. Okay, and other electrical and mechanical causes. And what is the another last is electrical and mechanical causes. So these are collectively called as the faults of the power system. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, so a fault usually results in high current flowing through the line, and if adequate protection is not taken, may result in damages in power separators. Remember one thing: short circuit or fault is what? It is a high current phenomena and low
Yes, sir.
voltage. And low voltage. Voltage is reduced, but the current is increased. Is this clear? Remember this thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what we are going to study in this chapter, we are going to study that we shall discuss the effects of symmetrical fault. What are the symmetrical faults of the system? Here the term symmetrical refers to those conditions in which all the three phases of the power system are grounded at the same point. For this reason, the symmetrical faults sometimes are also called as three-phase line to ground fault. Remember this thing, there are two types of faults. One is the symmetrical faults
Asymmetrical faults.
and those are unsymmetrical faults. Okay, so symmetrical faults, first of all, we are going to study. So what are the symmetrical faults? For an example, let us take, we are having a three-phase system
Yes, sir.
and one
Triple L.
three-phase, yes, A, B,
Yes.
C, and this is your neutral. So in the symmetrical fault, what is happening? All the three phases get short-circuited with the ground. Okay, that is line to line to line to ground fault, 3LG fault. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So why it is called a symmetrical? First of all, why it is called a symmetrical? Look at this. Look at this over here. We know that we are having the three phases and one neutral, and each phase is having its own voltage. Okay. Now during the fault, so what is happening? Each of the phase is interconnected with each other. Get connected with short circuited with each other. Okay, and along with the ground. So what is happening? The phases of phase voltages of each of the phase voltages of all the phases of the system are consistently changing, what we call are simultaneously changing. Okay, all the phase voltages are simultaneously changing. Is this clear? For an example, if we are having one A, B, C, and neutral phase. Okay, in case we are having only the two phases fault over here, and the voltages are at VB, VB, and VC. Now, due to the fault in L, line to line fault, the fault between the two lines, that is called a line to line fault. So in this case, the phase voltages of A and B will change, but the phase voltage of C will remain intact. It will not change. So that means there is an unsymmetry. There is an unsymmetry, and here we are having some kind of a symmetry, isn't it?
Sir, hello.
हाँ बताओ.
Sir, no, symmetrical fault is connected is ground or asymmetrical fault is not connected in ground.
No, we cannot say that. We cannot say that. Symmetrical faults में क्या है? Symmetry follow कर रहा है. There is one symmetry.
Okay, sir.
That means the phase A का voltage, phase B का, phase C का, तीनों का phase voltages जो है वो simultaneously change हो रहे हैं. क्यों हो रहे हैं? ठीक है, आप ऐसे देखिए, ऐसे नहीं, मेरी बात सुनिए, वापस से सुनिए. सिमेट्रिकल फॉल्ट्स में क्या हो रहा है? फेज ए, फेज बी और फेज सी का जो वोल्टेजेस है वो साइमल्टेनियसली चेंज हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, साइमल्टेनियसली चेंज होना विद रिस्पेक्ट टू न्यूट्रल एज वेल. ओके, अब ये किस कंडीशन में फॉलो होगा? किस कंडीशन में आपका सिमेट्री को फॉलो करेगा? जब ए, बी, सी और ग्राउंड चारों फॉल्ट हो जाए. ठीक है, चारों पे एक साथ फॉल्ट हो जाए, है ना, चारों शॉर्ट सर्किट हो जाए, तभी होएगा. वो कंडीशन क्या कहलाती है? ट्रिपल एलजी फॉल्ट. इसलिए ट्रिपल एलजी फॉल्ट को अपन सिमेट्रिकल फॉल्ट्स भी कहते हैं. ठीक है। अब अगर सिर्फ दो phases में, if we are having the faults only in the two phases and the third phase is not faulted, then we can say that the phase voltages of B and A are only changing, but the phase C voltage is not changing. That is, there is an unsymmetry. There is an unsymmetry. That's why it is called as unsymmetrical fault. Okay, I will teach you later. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
there are two types of faults. One is a symmetrical fault and another is an unsymmetrical fault. Now let's discuss them one by one. So let's discuss about the transients in RL circuit first of all. So we will be discussing about the DC source, AC source, and faults in AC source, AC circuit. Okay. So first of all, let's discuss about the DC sources. Now consider this simple RL circuit in which one R, L, N are connected in series in series with the voltage source, and one switch is being provided which is S, which will close at t is equal to 0. Okay, at t is equal to 0. Now consider this source, and that's in at the t is equal to 0, so switch is closing. Okay, that means it implies that the current I before this circuit, what is the current before the switch S is closed? It is equal to 0. There is no current flowing into the circuit. Okay, so we will be discussing the effect of closing the switch on the line current. Okay, when the source is DC. Okay, first of all we will consider this as a DC source. Is this clear? Now let's discuss. Now let us assume that the source voltage is DC and is given as Vs equal to VDC. Then the line current is given by the differential equation, this one. Okay, that is di by dl is equal to minus Ri upon L plus 1 upon L Vs. From where it is coming? We know that. Just a second.
Yes, sir.
We know that due to the presence of inductor, the current will not suddenly rise equal to its steady state value, but perhaps it will rise uh, after some time period. Okay. Now the solution of this equation is being given by this one. Okay, which is IT is equal to e to the power minus L. E to the power minus RT upon L into I0 plus 1 upon L integration of 0 to t e to the power minus R upon L into t minus tau, where Vs tau d tau. Okay, this is the solution. So there are two terms. First is this one term, and second is this term. So this is I0. I0 means when t is equal to 0. Okay, so we know that at t is equal to 0, the I equal to I0 will also equal to 0. Why? Because due to the presence of inductor, the current will not be able to rise all of a sudden. Okay, initially the current will still remain equal to 0 into the previous state. Okay, that's why at I0 at I t is equal to 0, I is equal to 0. Okay, so now look at this second term, that is your VST. This VST is equal to VDC. Okay, it is equal to VDC, and we can rewrite. So if we substitute these two terms in this equation, then we can rewrite this term as IT is equal to VDC upon R 1 minus e to the power minus RT upon L. Okay, we have substituted this value over here. Okay, this is equal to, this term will become equal to 0, only this second term will be remaining, and it will be equal to VDC upon R 1 minus e to the power minus t upon tau. Okay, where t is your time constant of the circuit. Is this clear? Now let's assume some values. Let us assume some values that R is equal to 1 ohm and L is equal to 10 millihenry. Okay. Now look at this. Then when we substitute this, we will be getting that the current I is reaching at a steady state of value of 100 amperes. Okay, it is reaching. Look at this graph. It is started rising over here. The current will start rising over here, and it will reach up to the this value. That is a steady state value at 100 amperes. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the current response remain unchanged. Okay, now let's take about the AC source. Let's take about talk about some AC source. So when this A source is AC now, in this source we are taking it as an AC. Okay, that is V is equal to root 2 Vm sine of omega t minus alpha. Okay, like this over. Omega t plus alpha. Okay, let us assume this voltage source is given now by this voltage root 2 Vm sine omega t plus alpha, where Vm is the peak voltage, alpha is the phase angle. Okay, so the solution of this equation will be having the two values. One is the AC component and one will be having the DC component. The AC component will be equal to this one, that is root 2 Vm upon Z sine of omega t plus alpha minus theta. And DC component will be having this root 2 Vm upon Z sine of alpha minus theta into e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, so you can see that in this DC component we are having one exponential term. We are having one exponential term. This exponential term is defining that it is decaying with respect to time. It is decreasing with respect to time. That means after some time period, the DC component will become zero. After some time period, the DC current will become zero and only AC component will be remaining. Okay. Now, the AC component is having one omega t plus alpha minus theta and one Z. So Z is what? Z is the impedance of the circuit. That is the impedance of the circuit, which is given by this equation R square plus omega alpha whole square under root. And theta is the impedance angle. Theta is the impedance angle. Is this clear? Which is equal to tan inverse minus tan inverse omega L upon R. Okay. So if we substitute this if we assume the sum of the values, that is Vm is equal to 100 volts and alpha is equal to 45 degree, then in this equation we can define the complete response of the system in the figure 6.3. Look at over here, figure 6.3. Okay, let me zoom it. Just a second. Okay, now look at this. Now there are two components. One is the IDC, which is defined by this dotted line. Okay, and one is the IAC. This is your IAC. Okay, this was your IAC. This dotted line, which is starting from over there. Okay, and this is your IDC. Now, when we combine the effect of these two, the IT will be equal to IAC plus IDC. Okay, so this dark line, let me define it with the blue color so that you can identify it very clearly. So this dark line is your IT. Okay, this one. This is your ID. This dark line is defining your ID. This one. Okay. This is your ID. Now, the thing is that you can see that initially, when we are considering only the IAC component, this component, the current is reaching around to be 42 amperes. Let us take it to 42 amperes. Okay, and with the introduction of this IDC component at this one, the current raises, the current is increased. Okay, we have added this part into this one. Okay, so that's why it is the current is increased, and it has reached to around 55 ampere. So you can see that earlier the current was reaching to the 42 ampere, now it is reaching to the 55 ampere. Okay, so the effect of current is consistently changing, and after some time period, as this IDC component is reducing, the current is also reducing. As this IDC component is reducing, here this current is also reducing. Okay, with the same value. Okay, that means after some time periods, how much time period? After 0.2, after 0.2, or we can say after 0.025 seconds, the current will come into this steady state condition. Is this clear? समझ में आया नितिन और पंकज?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, अब बात करते हैं when we have changed the value of alpha, when we are varying alpha from 0 to 90 degree. When we are varying the alpha from 0 to 90 degree, that is a phase angle. Phase angle of what? Of Vs. Okay, which is equal to Vs is equal to root 2 Vm sine of omega t plus alpha. Okay, that means we are varying this alpha, phase angle difference, from 0 to 90 degree. So when we are taking the alpha is equal to 0 degree, then we will be getting the maximum value of current. We are getting the maximum value of current. Let us take about to be 60 amperes. So at the alpha is equal to 45 degree, over here the alpha as the alpha is increasing, your IT current, the amplitude of the current is reducing. Okay, as the alpha increases, your amplitude reduces. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now consider the faults in an AC circuit. If you have any doubt, go through this once again. If you have any doubt, please let me know just right away. I will explain it to you again. अगर समझ नहीं आए तो मैं वापस से बता दूंगा. एक बार इसको वापस go through कर.
Hello.
हाँ नितिन.
हाँ सर, एक बार सर ये NBC components at the instead of the switch के बारे में बस रिपीट कर दीजिए.
क्या?
सर ये ना फिगर 6.3 है ना?
हाँ.
हाँ बस रिपीट करो.
है?
सर रिपीट कर दो फिगर 6.3.
6.3 वापस बताऊं?
हाँ सर.
ठीक है, देखिए 6.3 क्या कह रहा है. देखिए 6 ये जो ये आपके समझ में आया. सिर्फ सेम इसी चीज को अपन 6.3 में समझा रहे हैं विद अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 45 डिग्री। जाओ यहाँ से खेलो। वही चीज अपन 6.3 में समझा रहे हैं। क्या कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी नहीं। देखिए अपन जानते अभी अपन ने अभी पढ़ा कि आईटी में दो कंपोनेंट है। कौन से? एक तो एसी कंपोनेंट और एक कौन सा कंपोनेंट? डीसी कंपोनेंट। ठीक है, ये समझ में आया? तो अब मैं खाली एसी है ना, जब मैं खाली एसी कंपोनेंट को प्लॉट करूंगा तो ये जो कंपोनेंट दिख रहा है ना, ये वाली लाइन, ठीक है, ये डॉटेड लाइट डॉटेड लाइन, दिस इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग योर आईएसी कंपोनेंट। दिस इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग योर आईएसी कंपोनेंट। ओके, और ये जो डार्क कंपोनेंट, ये जो लाइन दिख रही है ये वाली, ठीक है, ये किसको डिफाइन कर रही है? आईडीसी कंपोनेंट को। कैसे? देखिए आप प्रीवियस इक्वेशन में, अगर मैं इस सपोज करो e टू द पावर माइनस टी को प्लॉट करूं तो बेटा कैसे प्लॉट करूंगा? बताओ नितिन। e टू द पावर टी को प्लॉट करूं तो कैसे प्लॉट करूंगा? ये एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया और ये टाइम पीरियड हो गया, दैट मींस इट इज रिड्यूसिंग। ऐसे ही प्लॉट करूंगा, है ना?
यस सर।
इट इज रिड्यूस, एक्सपोनेंशियली रिड्यूस हो रहा है ऐसे। ठीक है, अब जब एक्सपोनेंशियली रिड्यूस हो रहा है तो इसको मतलब टोटल वैल्यू जो है फाइनल में कहां तक रीच करेगी? जीरो। फाइनल वैल्यू कहां हो जाएगी? जीरो, लास्ट में, इस पॉइंट पे, है ना? तो वही कंपोनेंट यहाँ पे हो रहा है। देखिए ये यहाँ 20 से स्टार्ट हुई, रिड्यूस होते 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 ये जीरो पे आ गई। ठीक है, ये यहाँ पे जीरो, ठीक है, नियर बाय ओवर पे ये रीच अप टू द जीरो वैल्यू। तो इधर आईडीसी कंपोनेंट का एक्सपोनेंशियल कंपोनेंट है जो कि रिड्यूस हो गया जीरो पे। ठीक है, अब दूसरा एसी कंपोनेंट था। एसी कंपोनेंट तो वही एज इट इज चलेगा, -20 to 40, फिर ये फेज एंगल के डिफरेंस पे अप्रोक्सीमेटली, जब अल्फा इज इक्वल टू मैं कितना ले रहा हूँ? 45 डिग्री पे। ठीक है, जब अल्फा इक्वल टू 45 डिग्री हुआ तो यहाँ पर ये इस तरह से चलेगा। ठीक है, अब इन दोनों को जब मैं ऐड कर दूंगा, इन दोनों टर्म्स को मैं ऐड करूंगा तो दोनों का इफेक्ट जो आएगा वो क्यूमुलेटिव आएगा, क्यूमुलेटिव इफेक्ट आएगा। ठीक है, अब कैसे आएगा क्यूमुलेटिव इफेक्ट ओवर हियर? दैट मींस इस वैल्यू पे देखिए, जहां पे पहले करंट कितना था? -20 था ना, एट t इज इक्वल टू 0। एसी कंपोनेंट -20 था और डीसी कंपोनेंट कितना था? +20।
+20।
तो -20 +20 ऐड करो दोनों को, एसी कंपोनेंट डीसी कंपोनेंट कितना गया? 0, है ना? तो ये यहाँ पे 0 आ गया, ये 0 से स्टार्ट हुई। समझ में आया बेटा?
यस सर।
ठीक है, अब उसके बाद इस वैल्यू पे देखिए, यहाँ पे देखिए एसी कंपोनेंट कितना है? 40 एम्पियर मान लो। ठीक है, और डीसी कंपोनेंट कितना है यहाँ पे? 15 एम्पियर मान लो। ठीक है, कितना है? 15 एम्पियर।
15 एम्पियर।
तो 40 और 15 कितना हो गया? 55। तो ये देखो, ये यहाँ पर कितना आ रहा है बेटा? 55 आ रहा है ना?
यस सर।
ठीक है, तो यही है और कुछ भी नहीं है। ठीक है, तो इसमें जो फाइनल करंट जो आ रहा है आईटी, ये जो फाइनल करंट है आईटी, ये आपका दोनों का सम है, दोनों का अलजेब्रिक सम आ रहा है। ठीक है, ठीक है,
यस सर।
और कुछ?
नो सर। हेलो
हाँ नितिन,
सर। सर ना रिजल्ट कब आएगा सर आपका 6 का?
अभी बाद में बात करेंगे, पहले पढ़ लेते हैं तो।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, समझ में आया?
हाँ सर। यस सर।
ठीक है, अब फॉल्ट्स इन एसी सर्किट्स। चलिए ठीक है, आज शायद हो भी नहीं पाएगा कवर, नेक्स्ट क्लास में करेंगे।
ओके सर।
1 मिनट रखो। The current raises, the current is increased, okay, we have added this part into this one. Okay, so that's why it is the current is increased, and it has reached to around 55 ampere. So you can see that earlier the current was reaching to the 42 ampere, now it is reaching to the 55 ampere. Okay, so the effect of current is consistently changing, and after some time period, as this IDC component is reducing, the current is also reducing. As this IDC component is reducing, here this current is also reducing. Okay, with the same value. Okay, that means after some time periods, how much time period? After 0.2, after 0.2, or we can say after 0.025 seconds, the current will come into this steady state condition. Is this clear? समझ में आया नितिन और पंकज?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, अब बात करते हैं when we have changed the value of alpha, when we are varying alpha from 0 to 90 degree. When we are varying the alpha from 0 to 90 degree, that is a phase angle. Phase angle of what? Of Vs. Okay, which is equal to Vs is equal to root 2 Vm sine of omega t plus alpha. Okay, that means we are varying this alpha phase angle difference from 0 to 90 degree. So when we are taking the alpha is equal to 0 degree, then we will be getting the maximum value of current. We are getting the maximum value of current. Let us take about to be 60 amperes. So at the alpha is equal to 45 degree, over here the alpha as the alpha is increasing, your IP current, the amplitude of the current is reducing. Okay, as the alpha increases, your amplitude reduces. Is this clear? Is this clear? Now consider the faults in an AC circuit. If you have any doubt, go through this once again. If you have any doubt, please let me know just right away. I will explain it to you again. अगर समझ नहीं आया तो मैं वापस से बता दूंगा. एक बार इसको वापस go through कर.
Hello.
हाँ नितिन.
हाँ सर, एक बार सर ये NBC components at the instead of the switch के बारे में बस रिपीट कर दीजिए.
क्या?
सर ये ना फिगर 6.3 है ना?
हाँ.
हाँ बस रिपीट कर दो.
है?
सर रिपीट कर दो फिगर 6.3.
6.3 वापस बताऊं?
हाँ सर.
ठीक है, देखिए 6.3 क्या कह रहा है. देखिए 6. ये आपके समझ में आया. सिर्फ सेम इसी चीज को अपन 6.3 में समझा रहे हैं विद अल्फा इज इक्वल टू 45 डिग्री. जाओ यहाँ से खेलो. वही चीज अपन 6.3 में समझा रहे हैं. क्या कर रहे हैं? कुछ भी नहीं. देखिए अपन ने अभी पढ़ा कि आईटी में दो कंपोनेंट है. कौन से? एक तो एसी कंपोनेंट और एक कौन सा कंपोनेंट? डीसी कंपोनेंट. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया. तो अब मैं खाली एसी है ना, जब मैं खाली एसी कंपोनेंट को प्लॉट करूंगा तो ये जो कंपोनेंट दिख रहा है ना, ये वाली लाइन, ठीक है, ये डॉटेड लाइट डॉटेड लाइन, This is representing your IAC component. This is representing your IAC component. ओके और ये जो डार्क कंपोनेंट, ये जो लाइन दिख रही है ये वाली, ठीक है, ये किसको डिफाइन कर रही है? आईडीसी कंपोनेंट को। कैसे? देखिए आप प्रीवियस इक्वेशन में, अगर मैं इस सपोज करो e टू द पावर माइनस t को प्लॉट करूं, तो बेटा कैसे प्लॉट करूंगा? बताओ नितिन। e टू द पावर t को प्लॉट करूं तो कैसे प्लॉट करूंगा? ये एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया और ये टाइम पीरियड हो गया, दैट मींस इट इज रिड्यूसिंग। ऐसे ही प्लॉट करूंगा, है ना?
यस सर।
इट इज रिड्यूस, एक्सपोनेंशियली रिड्यूस हो रहा है ऐसे, ठीक है। अब जब एक्सपोनेंशियली रिड्यूस हो रहा है तो इसको मतलब टोटल वैल्यू जो है फाइनल में कहां तक रीच करेगी? जीरो। फाइनल वैल्यू कहां हो जाएगी? जीरो, लास्ट में, इस पॉइंट पे, है ना? तो वही कंपोनेंट यहाँ पे हो रहा है। देखिए ये यहाँ 20 से स्टार्ट हुई, रिड्यूस होते 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 ये जीरो पे आ गई, ठीक है। ये यहाँ पे जीरो, ठीक है, नियर बाय ओवर ये रीच अप।
Now in this, look at this question number 1 and 2. A single line to ground fault occur on a three-phase isolated neutral system with the line to neutral voltage of V kilovolts. The potentials of the healthy phase rises to a W equals 2. That means if a single line to ground fault, that is an LG fault, occur on a three-phase isolated neutral system, then how the potentials of the healthy phases will be equal to? It will be equal to root 3 volts. It will be equal to root 3 volts. We have seen that how we have calculated. For a three-phase system, when we are converting it into the neutral voltages, then it gives me the solution this one. Now, second question: if all the sequence voltages at the fault point in the power system are equal, then the fault is a. We know that the fault sequence voltages, the fault in point are equal. Then the fault is what type of? It is a double line to ground fault. We will discuss this again in the unsymmetrical faults as well. Now, zero sequence current of the generator of a line to ground fault is 0 J2.4 per unit. Then the current through the neutral during the fault would be calculated. Calculate it, and I am giving you 2 minutes for this. Calculate the solution. It's very easy. The option is J7.2 per unit. How it is coming? The line to ground fault current is the zero sequence current is given for an LG fault, and a neutral fault during the current has been given, has been asked. Now obviously it is 3 times of it. It is 3 times the IA naught. So the IA naught is given, the fault current has been asked, then fault current will be equal to 3 IA naught. That means when we multiply the 24 into 3, it will be giving you the 7.2 per unit. Now the severity of the line to ground fault and the three-phase fault as a terminal of an unloaded synchronous generator is to be assumed if the terminal voltage is 1 per unit and Z1, Z2 are 0.1 per unit and Z0 is 0.02 per unit, 0.5 per unit for the alternator, then the required inductive reactance for the neutral grounding is to be calculated. A three-phase fault or symmetrical fault is occurred. The line to ground and a three-phase fault at the terminals of an unloaded synchronous generator. It is important. So if the terminal voltage is given, Vt is given to you, Z1, Z2 and Z0 are given to you, then how you will be calculated? It will be nothing but Vt upon Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0. Okay, so Vt is given how much? 1 per unit upon Z1 plus Z2 plus Z0. It will be giving me 0.0166 per unit. Now the most frequently occurring fault in the power system is what? It is the line to ground fault. Why? In the distribution systems only the maximum fault are occurring. The transmissions are mostly protected, the generators are mostly protected, but the disturbances and the abnormalities are coming only in the distribution systems. That's why the line to ground faults are more prominent in the frequency of occurrence. Now, which type of fault of the three-phase components IA0, IA1 and IA2 are equal to IA0? that is IA0, IA1 and IA2 are equal. That means they are in series. In which of the systems they are in series? They are in line to ground fault. Now, when the line to ground fault occurs, the current is in a faulted phase is 100 ampere. The fault current is given 100 ampere. The zero sequence current in this case would be, it will be double line to ground fault. Now, in which type of fault the positive sequence and negative sequence voltages are equal? That is, the VA1 and VA2 are equal. They are equal in the double line to ground fault because they are connected in parallel. The positive and negative sequence components are connected in sequence circuits are connected in parallel and double line to ground faults. That's why their voltages are also equal. The fault analysis in power system symmetrical components are used because they give a sequence network do not have mutual couplings. And the last question, choose the correct one among the from the statement given. There is a minimum sequence voltage and maximum negative sequence voltages at the fault point. No, it is not right. Why? It is saying that there is a minimum sequence voltage and maximum negative sequence voltages at a fault point. You cannot say that a negative sequence voltages are always the maximum. No. Second thing is that C, look at option C, zero sequence and negative sequence voltages are minimum at a fault point and increases towards the neutral. No, it is also wrong. It doesn't increases towards the neutral. And the none of the not, the option left is out, is option B, that is a zero and the negative sequence voltages are maximum at fault point towards the normal, neutral. Thank you so much.